I feel like I'm trapped between a rock and a hard place, honestly. My husband and I have 4 children. We gave birth to our last baby just 7 months ago. Our last baby was incredibly unexpected. I had my tubes tied 8 years ago, and therefore, we weren't exactly prepared. Our home was not big enough, etc., so we made the decision to sell our home and move into a bigger place. We sold our home when I was 6 months pregnant and moved an hour away, in my husband's childhood town. Found an absolutely gorgeous farmhouse well below our budget. It was perfect. Until it wasn't. Moving to my husband's hometown was probably the worst possible decision we could have made for our family. Since we moved into this home, he started having visitors near daily. This is not a normal and never has been. I told him I was fed up with visitors being here so often after a month or so he started going out all the time, every weekend and at least once during the week, for hours at a time. When he was home, all his childhood buddies were calling him 6+ times a night. Asking him to come do favors for them, come have a fire, come drink some beers, etc., and even if my husband didn't want to, he would still go. It caused many fights because this still continued after I gave birth. It did not change until he came home from one of his nightly hangouts at 2 a.m. to me packing all of me and the kids' stuff. The baby was maybe 3 months old at this point. He begged me to stay and promised big changes. And honestly, he has stood true to it. He stopped going out all but once or twice a month and I was totally fine with that. Here's the new issue however. His buddies John, Cindy, John's girlfriend, and Ben have been coming here quite often recently. We have a fire pit and live right on the river, so they bring their kids and we have BBQs and whatever. My PP is one down now so I don't mind visitors. But for the past 2 times that these people have been here, they keep making comments about how much they don't like their kids. Saying fuck those kids so many times a night that I've lost count. They even say it to me and my husband whenever we say anything about needing to do something for our kids. I've always defended all the children and my husband was originally, but now he just sits by silent, which bothers me a lot. Like he's developing the same attitude as his buddies. I've noticed his patience with the kids is dropping since hanging out with these people and he's a lot more snappy. But last night I really had a moment because Ben gets on the phone with his oldest daughter, 16, who was at their home and he was screaming at her through the phone. Calling her fucking dumb, ignorant, etc. right in front of absolutely everyone. When he got off the phone, he looks at my husband and says fuck them fucking kids man. So I said no, that was abusive. We actually like our kids. Ben gets pissed as soon as I say he's abusive but doesn't say anything. I told my husband last night when everyone left that I don't want these people here anymore. I don't like surrounding myself with adults who act so ignorant to children. I'm raising my kids to know that isn't okay and you are who you hang out with, so by hanging out with these people we are not setting a good example. My husband said that Ben was over the top and he agrees with me on that. But that John and Cindy are just joking when they say it. I told him absolutely not. You don't joke about hating your kids to the level that they do and they are just as bad as Ben because they were laughing when he was screaming at his daughter and I don't want them here at all. None of them. He thinks I'm trying to control him and says that I'm trying to ensure that he has absolutely no social life outside of me and the kids because I always find an issue with people he